Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the RK Coach podcast. Christina here. Super happy to have you all back in another episode of this podcast. Another Tuesday morning here on Lisbon, Portugal. Summer is here. Well, almost. It was still spring, but it's getting warmer, and people is getting happier because it's getting warmer. So it kind of feels like summer. I went to the beach last Saturday. Was good. Was this first time this year, so it was nice. It was nice. Today's episode of the Art K Coach is I'm going to be honest with you guys. It was kind of last minute because I had programmed another episode on time management, but because of the interview with Bradley, the time management episode was moved to last week, which means that I was going to have two episodes in a row about time management. I didn't want to bore you with time management, even though we're working on that on the Art K Coach group. We have the free classes on Facebook. I'm actually working on re-editing the time management planner. If you don't have it, the time management planner is one of my products that you can find on the website, theartcoach.com, and it has everything that you need. Is a full planner for cake artists, from goal setting, time management. For time management, you have monthly and weekly management with time blocking. Um, Together with your goals, we have a section of client consultation and a section for your cakes, to keep track of all the cakes in orders for pricing. There is a section about social media. You name it, everything you need to take in consideration in order to manage your business effectively, time wise and organization wise, is there in the time management planner for cake artists. You can find it on my website. I will leave the links here on the description of the episode, and I'm working on updating it. Actually, I'm working also on breaking it into different, like, smaller planners, so you don't have to purchase the whole planner. If you don't want to purchase the whole planner, you can purchase only sections of the planner at a lower price. And also you can edit it directly as a PDF. So you can have either printed or direct or edited on your computer. I'm working on that. So it's a lot of time management going on. And I decided, well, time management is important. You know me. I love time management. A lot of things happened last week personally. I don't want to share any details, but I even had to go to the doctor, and I found out some things, nothing really bad, but things that I have to take care of. And I was like, "Ugh, okay, so I need to put things in perspective." Another thing that happened last week was I heard a lot of news and a lot of information that came to me about AI, about what's coming with technology. First you get like scared, like, oh my God, this really the way the world should go? What's going on? But I always try to be hopeful. You know me. I always try to be positive. And thinking about everything that happened last week, including time management, the doctor visit, whatever. I decided to take a break. I dedicated my weekend. Like I said, I went to the beach. I painted my. I'm right now redecorating my bathroom, our bathroom, me and my husband's bathroom, and trying to make it different. You're gonna laugh, but actually, it's not. The theme of the bedroom is Harry Potter. We're very big Harry Potter fans, but it's not going to look like a kid's bedroom. It's going to look like Harry Potter, elegant, chic, but it's going to be Harry Potter theme. Anyway, so I'm working on that, and I went back to the gym. I don't know if I told you guys. I went back to the gym. Actually, I'm doing some Pilates and yoga, and some exercises and connecting. The thing is, all of this talking is about, somehow I needed to connect with people again. I needed to get out of this studio, which I love, but I'm always here. During the whole week, probably sometimes not even on the weekend I get out, because I'm working right now. You don't see it, but in here there's some pieces I'm working on for a cake collaboration, I needed the human touch. I needed to go back to, see people, interact with people. That's what I did last week. And talking about that, and because of other information that got into my hands last week and that I mentioned on Instagram, and it had to do with networking, it had to do with connection, and it had to do with the fear that people have when it comes to connecting with others, especially when you're connecting through a camera, when you're connecting on social media. As you know, there's nothing something I suffer from, but that doesn't mean that I don't feel it the same. I mean, I'm here, I'm doing it, but still there are moments of self-doubt, and there are moments of, should I be doing this? Do I look good? Everybody else is, have everything figured out but me. I do feel that as well. And well, as always, I keep talking and talking and talking just to get to the point that the point of this episode today is networking, is about that human connection that we need back so much. They were trying to bring back through the cake shows, the cake collaboration. However, things are changing, and we're keeping our series on the changes in our cake industry. This week, I'm recording a very special episode about that. I'm not going to give anything away, but it's been done this week. And I thought, well, what if we talk a little bit deeper than I did on Instagram about uh, about the connection, about networking, about the fear behind networking, and it all comes to the way I see myself, the way I present myself, my self-worth, and what I think of myself. So this is what this episode is about. Don't go anywhere, because this episode is about to start. Welcome back, my sweet friends. And this episode, again, last episode, is all done by me, handwritten on my purple notebook. It's I don't have a script. I just have some bullet points, and it seemed to be the episodes that people like the most. I think they're kind of all over the place, but it's like having a conversation, right? We're just chatting and having a conversation. Today, I also listened to another one of the experts on AI and all of the things happening in the world, and I kind of said it first. Well, I said it here first in the podcast, not first than him, but I said it before. We need to go back to that human connection. We need to go back to that, um, you know, that connection. And part of that connection is they were talking about all of the things done by AI, like books, music. It is as easy as an email marketing plan, which I confess I do use it, but I always like to give it like my own twist to it. I just don't copy paste what the AI says, because I think it's missing that touch, that personal touch. Doesn't sound like me. And the funny thing is, people start like, I want to see a typo. I want to see a mistake. I want to see a word that doesn't belong there, but that I know that the other person would say, because everything is so neat and so perfect. So that's another, and that's not the reason, but it kind of validated the fact that I've been doing these episodes without any script, just my notes. So networking, building a business, my sweet friends, my cake decorators, bakers, cake artists out there, you might be in one of the situations. You're either you have a hobby in all of the things that I mentioned before. You love it so much that you want to make profit out of your hobby. That means having a business. Okay, that means creating a business, but in your head is like, well, I just want to have a profit. Okay, but it's creating a business. Or you already have that business, and you either are just starting and don't know really how to take it off the ground, or the business, it's been going on for a while, but it's not really going anywhere and it's not giving you any profit. Or maybe you have a well-established business, but you're so overwhelmed and so packed on things to do that you don't raise your head to see where you stand, where you're at, what's going on around you, because you're just overflowed with so many things to do. So either way, going back to that connection, going back to that human touch, is important. Any business requires an idea, requires a vision, requires a product that you're going to sell, requires management. And of course, along the way, you're going to have profit and you're going to have success. That's the idea, okay? That's the ideal that we are all looking for. I guess, I don't know if we can say that it's about the journey and not the destination. Oh, we need destination, we need profit, we need success, because we need to know that what we're doing is getting somewhere. Yes. However, like I said, we lose the track of what goes on around us and the importance of networking when it comes to creating a business. Why is it important? For many reasons. I have some noise from outside, sorry about that, guys. Why is it important? So many reasons. Because you need clients, you need to go find your clients, you probably need help, you need to outsource, you need people to know what you're doing. Otherwise, what is the point of doing it? How is this business actually going to move forward? You need to create a sense of community. You need to know that you're not alone. There's so many positive things that you can take out of networking, and this is what I came to talk to you about today. Networking is that human touch, especially now in this era of AI, of everybody working behind a screen after pandemic. Even me, my work became 100% behind a screen, and I'm paying the price. I'm kind of paying the price, and I'm starting to hate it. I don't want to hate it because it's actually I'm not gonna say comfortable, is convenient because I can reach so many people, but still I feel like, oh god, I miss that human touch. uh it somehow somehow feels disconnected. It feels like there's something missing, so much that it's getting into my anxiety level sometimes. It's getting into my head sometimes. It's provoking me not to move as much, which is not good for my health. All of these things, and just that lack of connection. That when you go out and you talk to somebody, who's like, yeah, that happened to me too. Or yeah, I feel the same. Or you meet somebody, and just by talking to this person about you, about your business, you get an opportunity of something that you never thought you could get by sitting behind a computer. Networking is important. Human interaction creates results. I heard an expert this morning on the podcast that I was mentioning that, of course, through a website, through a machine, through an AI, you create a bunch of things, right? You can create a management plan, you can create documents. Nowadays you can even create beautiful pictures and music, and even write a book. You can create things, but what holds that in your soul is the fact that you did it, not that it was done for you through a machine. He put this example. Imagine you're going to write a book, right? And you have an idea, you have sort of the chapters you want to write about, and you ask, let's say, ChatGPT to write the book for you. It will write it in probably, I don't know, minutes. It will give you the headline, the guideline of the book, the outline of the book. You can go and work more for maybe 2 or 3 days, and you can have your book done. You can even edit it and add a few things. That is it. What do you take out of it? Oh, you're probably going to sell the book and you're going to make money with the book. But did you went through the process of doing it, of investigating, of writing it, of correcting it? No. Did it make you grow? Actually, it didn't. It just solved your problem. Do we want all of our experiences in life to be just problems to be solved, or do we really want to take the experience with us? I mentioned it in the last episode, or 2 episodes ago, I don't remember, when I went to this event about the Cake Art magazine, and how I felt connecting with the people. That's no machine, and there is no internet and no Zoom call that is going to give me that sense of, "Oh, I saw them, I hug them, I really look at them, how they look, how they are, what they say. I feel so good." I mean, you get to see people through internet, you get to talk to them, but that feeling is so different. Human interactions create that result, create lasting memories. One thing is to look at a picture, and another thing is to be there, live it, see it. Doesn't it sometimes happens that you say, oh, I went to this place and I photographed it, I wish I could show my friends how beautiful it was, but it doesn't read on the photograph the same way that I saw it when I was there, because it's a feeling that you record. It's not only the picture. Even with our cakes, there are cakes that we make and we take the pictures. Oh, but it looks so good live. You can see the whole movement. You can see it all around. The picture as well is nice, but it's not, the feeling of the cake. That's what this human interaction creates. It creates memory. It creates results. It creates connection. Now, this all sounds so beautiful, but there's always a but. A lot of people, especially nowadays, especially younger generations, after being educated through a screen, like you're looking at me right now, many generations that I listen to, parents, because they're about my age, and their kids are starting to get jobs, and their kids, for their first jobs, are actually considering not taking jobs because it's not remote and they have to go to work. That's actually, that's sad. That's sad. It's like, oh no, if I can stay home is better. You're missing so much. I mean, getting ready, go out, having a coffee, talk to your, colleagues. This younger generation, or there's a lot, I mean, not only the young people, a lot of people who are suffering. I don't like the word suffering, but have this issue of actually creating that connection. And it comes from the fact that we get comfortable behind a screen. We don't have to put on the effort. You're only going to see what I want to show you, and that's it. I can control it. It's something that I can control. Otherwise, when now you're looking at me and things happen, when I'm there present, maybe there are some things that I won't be able to control. I won't be able to control my angle. This is my nice angle, and I look better than if I look front and I look like this. So all of these things, you can control it on your screen, but you cannot control it face to face. And it's starting to create fear of interacting, fear of showing up, fear of showing your face, talking to possible leads, or networking. All of those fears are actually affecting your business. And that is the whole point of today's episode. How not networking, not going out, and being stopped by the fear of whatever fear you have of not showing up, is actually affecting your business. Because showing up is as important as all of the things that I mentioned before: the idea, the vision, the product, the management, to have profit, to have success. Showing up, being there, being the face of your business. We are in an era that everybody, even if you're hired by a company, people sometimes, well, I'm not going to say everyone, but a lot of people have side businesses. A lot of people are trying to make it into a business somehow by selling something, by showing on Instagram or on social media, by anything. And the fear of showing up is actually damaging a lot of people from making a profit and creating a business. So stay tuned, because in the next part, I'm going to talk about specifically about the fears. Where do they come from, and how can we actually shift that mindset to make it work for us? Don't go anywhere. Hello, my friends. Welcome back. I'm having some sip of water because I was kind of coughing in the last part. It's getting hot and dry, and that kinds of affects my throat. I think I might have to take some like classes, like voice management. Oh, another voice management classes. I can do that. Maybe I'll start singing. I'm not a bad singer, but I'm not going to sing. But I'm just saying, I'm not a bad singer. But anyway, that's not what today's episode is about. So, fear of showing yourself. Why? It could be because you feel judged. Could be because you are comparing yourself to a lot of people or to everyone, or you want to look like somebody else and you don't look like somebody else. But anyway, it could be imposter syndrome. Happens. It could be just self-worth. That's it. You're not comfortable in your own skin for many reasons. Business, I mean, it could be physical, it could be mental, it could be business wise, it could be the preparation you have, it could be, I mean, so many things that can take part on that fear that you have. But it usually comes down to feel judged and dumb. I said it before. I think I said it before. I say it to my students. I teach business English to adults, and they usually so afraid of making mistakes that actually prevents them from learning the language because they just block it. So that fear of being judged, or that fear of how we present ourselves, can actually block us from a lot of things. Believe me, if I if I would listen to my fears of the or my, not my fear, because it's not a fear, but if I would listen to my other voice that is judging, I'm a Virgo, and I don't know if you believe in that, but I mean, as a Virgo, and I'm judgy, and especially judgy of myself a lot. And if I listen to that judgy voice in my head, I wouldn't be here. I would not be here because I'm actually not looking at myself right now, because I'm gonna start thinking you don't look good enough to be on YouTube or on Spotify. But anyway, I don't listen to the voice, and I just look somewhere else. I look to the camera. So I'm looking at you, and you don't have to deal with my ridiculous issues. Anyway, because they're ridiculous. They're actually ridiculous. Because the thing is, and ask the people that is around you about your fear. If your fear is the way you look, the people who truly matters for you in your life, ask them how they see you, and they're gonna say everything but your look. They're gonna say, "Oh, you're so hardworking. Oh, you do so much. You're so smart." And the last thing they're gonna say is the way you look. If you're fearing that maybe you don't speak in a certain way, ask the people around you about your communication. They're going to say, you told me this, or you said this and it resonated with me. And they're not going to say, oh, your grammar was not on point. They're not going to say that. No, they want message. They don't pay attention. Honestly, I do teach people languages. That's what people want. They want communication. They want what you're giving to them, the results. They don't. No, I mean, there's going to be judgy people, but judgy people just stay there, so forget about it. Anyway, going back to this, it all comes to your self-worth. How do you see yourself, and how do you believe in your, it sounds kind of cheesy, but how do you believe in yourself? So number one, acceptance. Your own acceptance is key. Accept yourselves, flaws and all. Flaws and virtues, because you do have them. There are exercises you can do. Just write them down on a notebook and ask people around you, what do they see is your virtue. And they're going to tell you very nice things that you didn't imagine you were for them. Think about it, because once you own and you know your flaws and you know your virtues, doesn't matter what anybody else is going to say about it, because you already know it. It's like a bully. A bully can only bully you if you resonate with whatever the person is saying. If for you it's like, yeah, right. Oh, you're fat. I know that. Duh. Okay. So it doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't do anything to me. So, or I don't know, or you don't speak well, or you're not looking at the camera, or your reels are not perfect, or I don't know, or you're shy. Yeah, I know I'm shy. I'm just working on it. Duh. It's like, whatever. Just own it. Own your flaws and own your virtues, because you have many. Find your value. Everyone has a unique selling point, like a business has a value that only you can give. When you find that value, and that value can be hidden in what you consider your flaw, because that flaw can resonate, or what you consider a flaw can resonate with somebody else's what they consider a flaw, and can actually connect you with beautiful people. So you never know. Don't identify yourself with the outside. If you go and try to show up for your business, identifying yourself with whatever is outside instead of your business, what you do, and who you are, it's just not going to be you. And if it's not you, it's not going to represent you. It's not going to come across as something valid or truthful, and people's not going to connect with you. So show yourself and identify with you, not with whatever is outside. For the fact, and I have to say it, cake makers, cake business. And I'm sorry if I'm going to say something that some people are not going to like, but there's so many cake makers, cake decorators, cake artists, cake businesses out there. So many everywhere in the world, right? Like we said before here in an episode, you just need to be creative, have some materials and a kitchen, and you can bake a cake and you can start baking and creating a business. Yes, there's so many. And the thing that sometimes when I'm scrolling on Instagram or when I'm checking, just businesses and talking to people, is that they all look the same. When I started my business, I said, if I see another pink cupcake logo, I'm gonna go nuts. So my first logos were actually black and purple, because it's not gonna be pink. I don't want it to be pink because everything was pink. Cupcakes. That's all the logos you saw. That's all the thing. And it was like everything was the same. Just be you. Be unique. You don't need to identify what everybody else is doing to be in it. It's like, I don't know, it's like being another one in a bunch of people. There has to be something unique about you that you can show. And if it's pink, it's okay. And if it's cupcakes, it's okay. But as long as that represents you, be yourself, even in your flaws. I like this one. Don't choose status and appearance. Choose worth. How many people do we know that you see the facade, you see the thing, and it looks so tailored, so perfect, that you actually wonder if that is just it's just a look, it's just a face, it's just a facade. It's not really what is inside the person. The same happens with businesses. Sometimes you see these businesses or these cake artists that you feel like they look something, but it doesn't feel connected somehow. They look away, they appear to be in a certain way, but it kind of feels disconnected because actually it's not what they are. They're just trying to imitate or to show this status, this thing, this look that is going to be accepted by more people, but it's not who they are. So think about who you are and how can you show that. Status, and I love this one. I'm going to read it from a quote that I found. Status, where is it? Here. The status is external and can be taken away because the status is given you by others. However, worth is internal and you can give it away because it's yours to give. Nobody else is going to give it to you. Let's translate that into our businesses. If our business is just a facade or something that we want to look or we want to be accepted by, but it's not really who we are, it's going to crumble eventually. But if our business, our cake business, is actually a reflection of who we are and our worth, and that's where the values and the missions of our business comes, that's a business to last because people is going to see consistency. People is going to see, oh, yeah, that's her. That's definitely her. There are many things that I'm not, and I don't try to be. And by this time, by now, you know me so well that you're probably going to see what's wrong when I say what's wrong with Christina, what happened to her. That's so not her, because it's so not me. So I don't feel comfortable doing it, and I won't. I don't feel comfortable putting up something that is not me anymore, because all of the people that have connected with me, and the best networking has come from the fact that people connect to what I really am, not what I try to look like. Okay. Um, another thing is, I'm just giving you ideas about self-worth and about things that you can improve to actually show up more for your business. Um, don't settle for what you have currently. You have to have a why and a purpose that is stronger than where you are, because there's a difference. And I wanted to include this one because I've been saying, yeah, be you, show yourself, do your thing, but do not settle. Never settle. Always look, always want more. Push yourself a little bit more, show yourself more, and believe me, it's going to pay off. And the only motivation, that fuel, that impulse that is going to actually make you be there and make you do more is the purpose, the why, the reason why you are doing what you're doing, baking your cakes and creating that business. Whatever reason is, we already talked about that in other episodes. I'm not going to go there today. There is no way to control what is outside. You cannot control other people, but you can control yourself. You can control how you feel. You can control how you respond. You can control how much you give of you to other people. So, another important part of the self-worth and showing up for your business is to not try to control what is outside, but try to control the way you respond what is outside of yourself. Avoid comparison. There's no way. I already kind of mentioned it, but avoid comparison. And the last one that I want to say here today, I left it for last, because when it comes to self-worth, it comes from a lack of confidence, right? When it comes to showing up, when it comes to be there for your business, you're probably wondering, what do you mean by being there and showing up for your business? It's making that call, is going to that local fair and showing up your face, is telling all the people you know that you have this business and that you're selling your cakes, is calling your clients to follow up after a visit. Or after you sell a cake, is showing up on social media, is promoting your business, is I don't know, going to cake fairs, cake collaborations, cake events, participating. That's what I mean when I talk about being there and show up for your business. And a lot of people struggle with that. It all comes to confidence, lack of it. Well, I'm going to tell you something. True confidence only comes from two things, and that's what I learned as a teacher. True confidence comes from preparation. Okay, preparation. If my lesson is planned, if I know what I'm gonna teach, if I'm sure of what I'm saying, everything goes well. Yeah, doesn't matter. There's nothing that can rock my boat. Nothing. Because I know what I'm doing. That's one thing, preparation. And the other one is self-awareness. I know my flaws and I know my virtues. And I can work around that or with that. Those two tools, my friends, that's all you need to build your confidence. Or, well, that's what I use to build my confidence. If I have knowledge and if I'm prepared and if I'm aware of what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, I know. It's like I have all the ingredients. I have my eggs, I have my butter, I have my sugar, and I have my flour. I have everything that I need. And I'm back on the thermos. No, I have everything that I need. And I know the cake is going to be good. That's the same. I have my recipe. If I have all of that, and I'm going to repeat it to yourself, confidence comes from self-awareness, knowing what you knowing what you're good at and what you're not good at, virtues and flaws, and being prepared. Plan that lesson, have the knowledge, know what you're going to say, know how you're going to say it. but that is taken care of. That's where confidence comes from, because you're going to feel the butterflies anyway when you're going to talk to the person, when you're going to go to the cake show, when you're going to get nervous. You're going to have the self-doubt conversation in your head. You will, but you're going to face that conversation and those nerves and those butterflies in your stomach in a different way. So don't go anywhere, my friends, because in the next part, I'm going to give you some tips about a positive networking that can actually help you in your cake business. See ya. Hello, my friends. I am back. So we already talked about, let me just go back to my notes. We talked about the basics of our of our business. What do we need to build that business? Being networking, one of those. Then we talk about that the problem with networking, the problem with connecting, the problem with putting yourself out there has to do with your self-worth, with the way you present yourself to the outside world. We talk about some of the issues that can happen when that, let's say, knock down that self-worth and make you feel like this imposter syndrome and make you feel like you're not good enough and give you all this fear for networking and putting yourself out there. We already talk about that. And now we're going to talk about the importance of networking, because that's actually what this episode is all about. Networking, like I said before, is actually going to broaden the connections that you have for your business. Is going to give you opportunities, is going to give you it's going to make you meet people that can help you grow your business. They can be potential clients or customers. They can lead you to potential clients and customers. It's going to make you learn and grow, probably learn new skills. All of that is going to happen when you put yourself out there. Okay. And it's not just, showing up your face in a reel on Facebook or on Facebook, on Instagram. It's about talking to your family, friends, and neighbors about your business. Is about promoting your business. Is about choosing to participate in things that can make your business more visible. It's falling. It's like following up on clients. Even those that ghosted you, is like, oh, ghosted me. Maybe he doesn't like me. I'm not going to talk again. No, it's like, hi, I didn't hear back from you. Is everything okay? Call them, text them. All of that means showing up, and networking is part of that. Some teams for networking. I talk about all the positives, right? Networking is builds your, let's put it that way. It's not easy at first because you're going to feel like a fish out of water. Okay. You're going to feel like this is the first time I'm doing it. I'm calling the client, or I'm talking to people in a social event, or I'm like, oh, no, I get the anxiety or whatever. It's not going to be easy at first, but just do it. It's like bungee jumping. I've never done bungee jumping. I won't do it ever in my life, but I think it is like it, right? It's like just jump, just do it. And one thing that I do when I'm in a situation like that, I used to be very shy. Yes, I used to be very shy. This probably comes as a novelty to you, but let me explain to you. I used to be a very shy kid until I was 16, 15, 16. And everything changed when I went on an exchange student program. And I, was just me, my parents. I was in Venezuela and I don't know if I mentioned that here before. I went to Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska. I was an exchange student in Anchorage, Alaska in 1992. Oh my God, that sounds real bad, but 1992, 1993. And I got to a place. I didn't speak English at the time. That's where I learned English. I didn't know anybody. It was a totally different kind of environment than what I was used to. I come from the tropic and I end up in Anchorage, Alaska. I never put on a pair of skis in my feet ever. I didn't even own clothes proper for the weather. So everything was new, everything was different, and I had to come out of my shell. There was no mom, there was no dad, there was nobody. I had to open my mouth. I had to talk. because otherwise it's like I'm not getting anything here. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to suffer during a year because I'm in Anchorage, Alaska. And when I accepted to go, I thought, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, when again in my life I would be able to live for a year on Anchorage, Alaska? Never. So I'm going to do it. And that's why I did it. And that's when I stopped being shy because I had to. I had to. So going back to that, I used to be a shy person. And the main difference was I just had to open my mouth and I had to do it. And I had to talk to people and I had to learn the language. And every time I was going to do it, there was that shy kid in the back that said, oh my God, I want my mom. I was like, I need somebody to do it for me. But it was nobody. It was just me. And I always ask myself this question: what can go wrong? That was the first question in my head. What can go wrong? I mean, what is the worst case scenario in this situation? I had to, I don't know, talk to a teacher in high school as an exchange student that barely spoke English. And I had to, discuss notes and grades, even though I didn't need them because I was already graduated when I went from Venezuela to there. So my classes, my subjects were like theater, arts, photography, were really nice actually. But anyway, that's for another story. And but I had to speak. I had to speak in front of the organization that I was an exchange student with. My English was not perfect, but I said, "What is the worst thing that can happen?" Actually, honestly, like the worst. I'm going to mispronounce something, they're going to laugh. And I'm just going to go like, this is my second language. So whatever. And that's it. That is the worst thing that can happen. What is the worst thing that can happen if I talk to this person? Is going to say no? Well, okay. If it's not that person, is another one. That's when I learned you have to speak. You have to go out there and you have to say things. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And I think I've been living my life since that way. And it was the lesson of a lifetime, because I would never in my wildest dream be where I am right now with my cake business if I didn't open my mouth and said, well, why not? What is the worst thing that can happen? Cake Friends Stay Creative. What is the worst thing that can happen? Nobody's going to join. I close the group. I didn't have to. The podcast. What is the worst thing that can happen? Nobody's going to listen. Well, I don't do the podcast anymore. It didn't happen. It's actually keep growing. There are other things in my life that never happened. Okay, so I just move on and went the other way. But I did ask. So ask the question. All of this story is just to tell you, ask yourself, in a situation where you have to turn on your phone to show up on a reel or say something or talk to that person or call that client, what is the worst thing that can happen? They're going to say no? Well, okay, you find another client. They're not going to watch your reel. It's okay. You can just keep it and leave it there, and will somebody eventually watch it, or just edit it or just eliminate it and do another one. That's it. There's no harm. You're not doing anything wrong, as long as you're not doing anything wrong, of course. So ask yourself, what is the worst thing that could happen? Surround yourself with people, things, businesses, books, podcasts, groups that you want to be. That you look for something in that. Did you see something in there that you say, that's where I want to get. That's where I want to be. That's the kind of business I want to have. That's the kind of client that I want to have. So surround yourself with that. Your surrounding, everything around you is going to determine your outcome. And it is true. It is true. It kind of sounds bad sometimes when you think about it, because it sounds like, oh, I'm only interested in this. No. I'm open to everyone. I see opportunities, and it does sound bad. Not opportunities. I see potential. I like the word potential. I see potential in everyone and in everything, because you never know. You never know. So just make that connection, because you never know. But if by chance I encounter a place, a person, a group, or whatever, that it doesn't resonate to where I want to go, to where I aspire to be, to where I want, to how I want my business to be seen, it's like, thank you, but no thank you. And I just move on to the next. So surround yourself with what you want for you and your business. Search for genuine connections, because networking and all of these things that I've been mentioning, I keep tapping in this, and all of these things that I've been mentioning, it could sound like, I'm interested in this, like calculating things. No, no. Search for genuine connections, because the genuine connections are the ones that are going to bring you more benefit. Leverage friendship. Cultivate friendship and leverage from the results, because you have no idea. Once people really know you, and you don't have to be like their besties, but once they know you and they really know who you are and your intentions, whatever you ask for them, whatever you need from them, whatever favor you ask, or whatever potential connection you see, it's going to happen. So genuine connections. Consistency. Be consistent on your networking. Be there, show up, touch bases with the people that you know, with the places that you've been, with the businesses that you have contacted them, with your clients. Be consistent, and this consistency is going to come from the purpose, why you're doing things, and not because, again, it's not a selfish interest. It's the genuine interest of, we all should grow together, and there's room for everyone. And that comes to another word that I used to not understand, but now I get it, and it's service. And service doesn't mean, I sacrifice everything that I am and I have for others. Service means that my purpose is not only for me, is for a bigger picture, for a greater good. The other day when I went to this event, like I said, I was not only networking for me, I actually help other people find contacts and network for them, because because they needed to. And I knew that I have the skill. I know that I have the skill that I don't care. I talk to anyone, and what is the worst thing that can happen? I do own that skill. So I just knock that door. If it works for them, great. If it doesn't work, sorry, honey, I tried. I did that for other podcaster in Portuguese. I did that for other people in that event, not for me, but I know that in the future, they're going to think, Christina helped me. I need something, or I'm doing this event, or I'm doing this thing. Let me call Christina because she's reliable. She's going to help me. And I didn't do it on purpose. Like, I'm only doing it for this. It's because that's who I am. That's all. And I see the greater picture, the greater good, the bigger picture, whatever it is. But I see the whole picture. And that is service for me. I'm service. I'm serving them. And in the future, somehow, at some point, it's going to return. That's it. That's what I believe in. I hope I'm right. Take action. Okay. Again, ask yourself the question, what can go wrong? Usually nothing, but just what can go wrong? And you get used to, as more as you do it. Like I said, the first episode I did here on the podcast on video, I was so scared. I was in so much self-doubt. I was like, oh my God, the studio's not perfect. It looks messy. I'm fat. I'm like, no, I don't like it. My hair's going gray, and I'm proud of what I'm doing, but I don't want to show it on camera. What is people going to think? And it's like, YouTube is a different game. Anybody can find me on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is kind of more control. So I was scared, but I said, well, whatever, I'm just gonna do it. And now I'm so comfortable that honestly, I don't care. Confidence is built by taking action. I think I said that before. No, take action. Confidence is built by taking action. All of the things that I mentioned before, true. That's how you build the confidence, not the other way around. And I'm always in favor of a little bit of fake it until you make it. If you're not sure the first time, if you're not 100% confident, just do it and look confident. Even though you're dying inside, just do it. And there's going to come a point or a place where you're going to just feel comfortable doing it. And that's it, my friends. As a conclusion, because I don't want to cut it again today, but it's as a conclusion, there's only one thing I can say. Well, no, it's not true. I don't only say one thing. I said more. I always say more. But networking is essential. Connection, human connection is essential for your business, is air for your business. Okay. Is breathing for your business, for your cake business. And when you're in self-doubt, when you're not sure about yourself, just do your thing. Just do your thing. Forget about the rest. Do your thing. Be yourself. Seek for the genuine connection. Help yourself from all the tools and all the AIs and all the things, but keep it you. Keep it you. Keep it genuine, because that's how you connect. Be you and just move forward. Just keep going, because you're going to get there someday. And you know what's beautiful? I thought there was a point that I thought when Cake Friends started to take off and having a lot of success and being nominated to awards. I thought in my head I got to there, like I did it, I made it, I got to the destination, and it scared me. It actually scared me because I felt, what next? If I did it, if I got to my destination, that's sad. That means that it's over. I don't have anything else afterwards. Like, that's the end. I don't want to get to the destination. That's I kind of realized, like, you know what? I don't want to get to the destination. I just want to keep going and keep growing and keep building and keep doing, and celebrate each landmark. That's important. But what is the rush on getting to a destination? I'm not going to say final destination because it sounds like a terrible horror movie, but to get to a destination that if you're not enjoying the path, so enjoy the moment, because one day you're going to look back and say, oh, remember when I didn't want to show up my face, and remember when I didn't network and now I do it? Oh, that was so funny. And you're kind of you're going to miss that transition and that coming out of your shell. You're going to miss it, and you're going to invent something else to do, because that's what I do. Anyway, thank you so much for listening today. Remember, networking, connections, super important for your business. Remember that the time management, I'm just looking at it, the time management planner is still on sale on my website, so you can manage all your time and set your admin work. And before I forgot to tell you, I'm curating I'm so proud. I'm not going to say the membership, but I'm curating such a wonderful membership for you guys on the Art Cake Coach website. It's not going to be super duper expensive. It's probably going to cost you less than a premium Netflix subscription. But I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to help you admin manage your time and your business with you by the hand weekly. I'm so happy about it. So the wait list is open for the membership. Go there and find out more about what the membership is about. It's going to be I'm gonna leave all the links here in the comments, not in the comments, in the description of the episode. And I was thinking that we should do a webinar before the membership is open, so you can take a pick, a look at what is coming up for you. And I'm curious, I'm working on it. I'm working on the webinar, and I'm so excited because it's going to be good. It's going to be good, guys. We're going to talk, we're going to really understand our business as a being, as a life form. What are the needs of our cake business? How we're going to tackle it? How are we going to change it? Every day is going to be 3 days. Every day you're going to go out with something tangible to say, I did this. It's great. It's great. So stay tuned. stay tuned, because there's more to come in the future episodes about this webinar that I'm building. And if you're curious about any of this, just go to the waitlist, because in the waitlist, I'm going to give you more information about the upcoming webinar. It's going to be good, guys. It's going to be really good. And it's going to officially open on my 50th birthday, 6th of September of 2025. So it's gonna be special. I think it's special. It's special for me. I hope it's special for you. So thank you so much, my sweet friends, for being here today. Thank you for listening to me and for listening to another episode of the RK Coach podcast. And as always, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.